Hey guys, welcome to the Darling Talk Show. My name is Alexa Darling, and today I have a beautiful Latina next to me, okay? And I cannot wait for us to dive into this conversation. Her name is Janelle, and she is a curly hair influencer, travel blogger, tech baddie, author of Curly Gal Affirmations, and she has a lot going on, y'all. But listen, I am so excited for you to watch and get into this conversation. So let's just get into it. Hey, Janelle.
Hey, girl.
How are you?
I am good.
You look great.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing me out here.
Of
'Cause
course.
I don't talk.
You know what? And I'm so shocked at the fact that you don't really talk because it's like I feel like you have a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
And the world needs to hear you. That's why you're here today, honey.
Yes, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. And you're right.
Of course. I feel like sometimes we're so afraid of what people have to say about us, of our opinions, and we just shut down. We don't say how we feel. And I've learned to be more vocal. That's one of the things that I've learned, because it's like, I don't care how you feel, how the other person takes it. I have to express myself. Of course, I have to learn how to express myself, and that's where the communication comes in and knowing how to communicate right. But girl, come on.
Thank you. Your goals, you inspire me. So
Oh
thank
my
you.
God, stop.
Thank you for bringing. I was like, I gotta bring up. I gotta be outspoken and speak my truth, and I love that's what you do. And
yes,
I'm glad that you gave me.
I find
this.
enjoying that because
I love that. Very
but
inspiring.
before we start, we gotta get into the wine, girl.
Yes.
The wine is what makes the conversation flow. It gives you it makes you feel more relaxed. You know what I'm saying? So today we're gonna be toasting to. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this bottle here. Like, come on, the Black Girl Magic wine. How much percentage this has? It has 12%. So it's gonna get us a little.
That's good.
Nice while we're having a conversation. So I hope we don't have to.
Yep.
Okay, Lord, thank
Luxury.
you, Lord. Oh, Jesus, y'all was scared. I was like, Lord, I hope this thing don't have to. Okay. So I'm gonna pour you the wine.
Ooh, she gave me a lot more. She's
Oh,
like, I'm gonna
my
get
bad.
you. She's like, I'm gonna get you talking.
You funny. That was an accident, but hey, enjoyment. All right, so I have a few questions for you. We're gonna focus a lot on being Latina, Afro Latina. I think that you was the perfect person to bring on for this topic because I feel like we both can relate on a lot of things, right? And I met you at Afro Latina. Okay, let me tell you how I met her. First of all, I actually met Janelle last year at Lulu's Bomba Curls brunch, and that was really amazing because I got to meet a lot of other Latinas right here in Houston, and we just had a blast. Like, we connected online, and ever since, she's so supportive. She shows mad love, and I think it's so hard to find women these days that show genuine love online, right? Like, everybody just want to show love because they want something back in return. But I feel like you just do it because you just like what I post, and it's like the same way for me as well with you. So let's just get into this question, child.
Okay, there you go.
Wait, we didn't even toast.
Let's toast.
We're gonna toast to Janelle being on the show and for this great conversation, because we're about to go into it deep, and for Janelle talking too, because she got a lot to say. Salud.
Cheers. Salud. Dinero y amor. Black Girl Magic.
Yes, Black Girl Magic. Give me the magic, girl. Okay, so tell us who you are, right? I want the audience to know more about who you are. You can say what you do as well. You have the floor.
Ooh, this is the hardest question, talking about myself.
I know, right?
Right?
I know how you feel.
I'll put it out there. Let's see. I do a lot of things. Maybe that's just in our blood that we just do a lot. I'm multifaceted, and I love to see other Afro Latinas doing their thing.
Yes.
And that's, I think, why we vibe so much. And, just for me, growing up in Texas as an Afro Latina, it was just very different. Just more about me that people don't know, because like I mentioned, I don't really talk. People don't really know about me. They think they know me, but they don't. I'm very private. I share what I want to share. But there's so much about me that people don't know. I'm very quiet. I'm social online.
Yes.
But not in person. It's just because, one, I am introverted. I think because of my background, I've always struggled finding spaces to where I fit in because I never felt like I fit in anywhere because of my background. So my dad, my papi, he's from Spain. He's half Spanish and half Filipino.
Wow.
Yes. And then my mommy, she's the Afro Latina. She's from Puerto Rico. She's the Black Latina.
Interesting mix right there.
Very interesting mix, right?
Yeah.
But my parents divorced when I was 5. I grew up and lived in Venezuela. I didn't move here until later. My dad was oil and gas. I'm an expat child, so I've always lived in different countries or went to spend my summers in Europe or wherever he was. So American culture was always very different.
Gotcha.
But so coming from a multicultural background, I think has like exposed me to so many things.
Right.
But then at the same time, some people don't understand me. So that's why I'm quiet and reserved because I don't want to offend anybody. And then just coming to the States, well, one, I was raised by a Boricua mother and abuela. So that's what I know.
Gotcha.
And so adapting to like American culture, coming to Houston, I felt like it was just black, white, Mexican. So when I moved here, and I'm not even talking about myself right now. Let me backtrack.
No, okay, that's fine. But what do you do? Like, who is Janelle?
Yes.
Right. What does Janelle do? What are your Tell me. Yeah.
Okay. So all the things I do.
Yes.
So I'm a tech baddie. I've
love
been working in tech for the last year, and I actually focus on Black talent. So that includes Afro Latinos.
I love that.
And to break into tech. So that's something I'm very passionate about. I want to help them break in because Afro Latinos were not just entertainers in sports.
Agreed.
Like there's so much more to that. And I want to break that stigma as well, that we do a lot more.
Absolutely.
So I'm in the tech space. I am a diversity, equity, and inclusion program manager. Actually, I'm an expert in that. So because of my multicultural background, I'm able to relate to lots of backgrounds.
Yes.
On top of that, I'm an author of Curly Gal Affirmations. Growing up in Latino culture, you hear about pelo malo and curly hair is not professional. We could talk about all that.
Pelo malo.
Yeah, the pelo malo. So I used to be embarrassed about my hair. And in moving here, I had curly hair. I had an accent. I looked different. And I hated my hair. I used to straighten my hair every single day. I just wanted to fit in. I changed my accent. I learned to speak very proper. I just wanted to fit in. So I will straighten my hair every day. But then I realized, like, my senior year of high school, I was like, when I graduate, I'm never going to see these people again. So I'm not about to change my hair anymore for them. And I remember one day I just stopped. And I came to school with my hair curly. Everybody was shocked. What'd you do to your hair? I did nothing. I don't care anymore. It's my hair.
Right.
But it took a long time because I didn't do the big chop like other girls. And plus it wasn't really popular back then. So I gradually let my hair go back. And I used to write affirmations to myself because I hated my hair. So I made it into a book.
I love
and I
that.
had it written down for years. I just didn't do anything with it. It was for me.
Yeah.
But now I wanted to share it with other girls.
And let me tell you something. I can relate to that story right there because growing up, I hated my hair too. That's why I like my hair. So before I like my hair, I had an afro, and my hair is very kinky. Like I'm talking about, I don't think it's 4C. I think it was 5C. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. But the point is, my hair was just like rough, and I just could not like deal with it. So I wore wigs for like 4 years straight. Girl, I was spending money, talking about $300, $400, just like buying wigs. And I was looking not like myself. I mean, I look good, right? I look pretty. But then I just never had my hair out. So every other week I had a whole different style. And I looked like 10 different women. Seriously. So, and it was funny, right? Now that I think about it, it's funny. But
Yeah.
when I locked my hair, I told myself, like, okay, it's time. I was going through my self-love journey. And I was like, for me to love myself, I have to love all parts of me, right? Including my hair. And so I was like, let me just lock my hair. And ever since, girl, listen, I love that. So I wish that I would have maybe found
that
those
earlier.
affirmations, right? Because I didn't even think of it like that being a thing, but I think that's so interesting and so cool that you're doing that. Because other little girls que hablan español, que son latinas, que they don't like their hair, will appreciate that.
Yes, and that was the start of my self-love journey, just loving my hair, who I am, my culture. I love dancing, and I remember when I went to college, it was predominantly white. I went to Texas State in San Marcos, and I wanted to dance, and I created a salsa club, a Latin dance company, because I wanted to dance, and I love dancing. And I was part of the African dance team. I just love dance, and I still dance. Everybody, that's where Janelle Danza comes from, because everybody knew me as a dancer. So
gotcha.
I dance lots of styles. I love dancing.
So you know how to dance salsa, bachata. I'm
all
sure
of it.
you know how to.
Samba. Samba was a professional samba dancer for years.
Samba is fast. Like if you know how to do, bro, samba is a workout.
Yes, I do the soca and dance hall. Period. I do everything. The only thing I'm not good at, and I'll be honest, I'm not good at hip hop. That's the one thing I can't.
I mean, come on. Yeah, me neither. I mean, and you need to learn some punta too.
I love punta dancing. I love it.
Yeah, with the little hips.
Yes, I love it. And that's another thing, like, even with our culture, I love dancing as a form of expression and love for our culture. And then when people also sexualize it, I take offense to it because I love it. It's part of my culture.
Yes.
And even when people ask me, oh, how'd you learn to dance? I'm like, in my living room, at home. This is my culture. Yeah,
we
it's
all
not
dance.
YouTube. Like, I get it all the time when I go out dancing. Like, wow, who taught you, or who's your teacher?
Like it runs in you. Cause I love to dance, but I'm not a professional girl. Like one thing about me, I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna bust a wine, but I can't. I just cannot. I get tired fast, so I'm like, no.
I love it. I will dance for hours, but I will not run. I hate it.
No, I feel you. Can you tell me about an experience or scenario where your Latina that was questioned or even violated, where you felt like somebody was coming for you, like, or you're not Latina enough? Or
that's the story of my life. All the time, I'm not Latina enough, I'm not Black enough, I'm not Caribbean enough. So it's something I've struggled with my whole life. And even like when I was younger, it's like, okay, you need to learn English. And I try to lose my accent because it's always, oh, where are you from? Or you talk funny. And so I try to learn to speak proper and lose my accent. And then now when I'm around Latinos, oh, well, you don't. Do you speak Spanish? Or where'd you get your last name from? I even had a Mexicana ask me, like, are you married to a Hispanic guy? Like, why do you have your last name?
Oh, my Lord,
I'm like, it's mine. I'm Latina. They're like, oh. So I'm always being questioned. Like, how do you have that last name? Or how do you know salsa? Or how do you know this music? I mean, I even got my car washed recently, and I'm listening to my reggaeton. I love Bad Bunny. And they brought my car out, and there was a Latina woman in the lobby, and they assumed it was her car. I was like, no, it's mine. Oh, I'm sorry. I heard Spanish music. I didn't know it was yours. I'm Latina.
That's crazy.
So this is every day.
You know what aggravates me the most about that? It's like, it's 2023, dog.
Exactly.
Like, come on, y'all. It ain't even like, it should not be taboo at this point. And also, back home, if you go back home, there are Black, like, it's so diverse when you go back home. So I know if Puerto Rico, I'm from Honduras, so there's diversity there. Like, there's Black folks, there's white Hispanics. So it's like, when they get to the States, es como que no conocen nada, como que nunca han visto un negro que habla español. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't get it. But, hey.
Like you said, it's 2023, and people still don't understand. There's Black Latinos that
How was it
Spanish,
for you, like, when you first came, like, when you first went to school, high school, like, how was it for you there, like, your experience, like, being Latina and speaking Spanish, like, your friends, your environment, like, how did that affect you? Because, I want to know. Because I have, like, my whole,
I
story.
definitely had an identity crisis. I didn't know it was different. So when I moved to Houston, that was, like, my first experience around African Americans and Mexicanos, so and white. So I didn't know I was different until I went to school. That's when I asked my mom, like, okay, what am I? Because we didn't really talk about that. It's not like, oh, you're an Afro Latina or you're this, because everyone's. I mean, we have every rainbow color in our family, and like nobody questions it. Yeah, it's diverse. So the whole you're Afro Latina, I never knew that, or you're just mixed, and we could talk about that term later. But I didn't know I was different until I came to school.
Gotcha.
And then I started being asked questions
Yeah.
or, oh, you talk funny, or where you from? And I remember people asking me, oh, are you half white, half black? Are you half Mexican, half black? And I'm like, no, I'm none of those things.
Right.
So it was just very confusing. And I know how society puts you in a box and categorizes you.
Yeah.
And I understand why the importance of the term Afro Latina now, because people don't understand there's Latinos and there's Afro Latinos. So it's just, yeah, I know it's a lot. So I didn't know I was different until middle school. And then when I went to high school, it was a predominantly white high school, and I was the only woman of color on my dance team. Wow. And then when I went to college, I was in the business school, and I was the only one that was in my business classes.
That looked like you.
Yes. Yeah. And they will always look at me like, how did you get in here?
Yeah.
And I remember even my business communications class, we had to present and speak in front of the class, and every week, you get to vote who was the best presenter and communicator of the week. And I remember when I went up there, because I'm quiet, I don't talk, because I know everyone's questioning.
But I know when you talk, you talk.
Oh, yes.
You go off.
I do. So I did my presentation and everything. Everybody just shocked. And then I won the presenter of the week. And it's always like, oh, that's that girl that's in class that's very quiet. She never talks, but oh, there she goes dancing, or there she goes doing that. And it's just like, yes, because it's a freedom of expression for me. Absolutely. I can be myself. But when it comes to talking or being in places, like even working when I went to oil and gas, working with white Republican men, they're staring at me like, how'd you get in this room? And I have my nails done, I looking cute, and they don't take me seriously. So it's like constantly trying to prove myself that, yes, I am black. Yes,
and
I'm
that's
Latina.
draining.
Yes, my entire life.
That is
still
so
to this day.
Yeah, I relate with you so much, because the same thing happened with me when I went to school here. Right. Again, I came here, no knowledge of the English language. I'm black. I had this like braids in my head. I was like 14 years old. Girl, of course, everybody was coming to me talking in English, and I'm like, I'll say I don't know. You know what I mean? And then so even after that, like, I don't think I went to like an identity crisis though. I knew who I was, like, because back home, like my grandmother, my mom, they always spoke about us being Garifuna people. So like I knew my background and things like that. In school, I would like being like the pageants and stuff, like being a Garifuna. I think one time I won Miss Garifuna in school. So like I knew who I was, but like just coming here, I also was trying to fit in too. Like even like me wearing the wigs and trying to talk like them and all that, like that was me part of like trying to fit in. Girl, but then again, I'm like, you get tired of that.
Yes.
It's super draining. And you feel like, I guess as we age, we get wiser. And that's why I love birthdays and a new year, because in a new chapter, because you just like evolve more and more and more, and you just like you stop caring about things that we care so much when we were like teenagers and stuff like that, and this life just gets better, like you know what I'm saying. So I'm just glad that you are where you are now, and that like you're embracing every aspect of you being Latina and being you. Because another thing that I feel like it's crazy to me, because being Latinas, I feel like Latinos, we're so diverse. We can party with everybody because we just have rhythm. We can dance, honey. Yes. Okay? We can dance. We catch up the vibes quick. And I find myself being in different spaces a lot as a Latina woman, as a Black Latina woman, right? And even in my own community, and I'm going to talk about it because I see the comments, I see the, all that on Facebook, Instagram. People in my community, they have a problem with the word Afro-Latina, right? Like a lot of them, they say, I'm not Afro-Latina, I'm Garifuna.
Same thing in Puerto Rico.
Really?
Same thing. I had this conversation last night. It's like, tú no eres Afro-Latina, tú eres Puertorriqueña.
And to me, it's like, I don't think people understand that Afro-Latina is not a race. Being Afro-Latina is not necessarily like an ethnicity. It's just a group of people that have Latin background, that are Black. That's it. I'm not saying that makes me a whole different human being.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
I'm
both
still
can be true.
I'm still Black. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like I look at it like a category. Like when you put people in categories, like okay, here's the category of black people that speak Spanish. Then you have the people that only speak Spanish that are white. And then I see, you know, that's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen this comment the other day on Facebook where somebody was saying that I'm not Afro Latina, I'm Garifuna, right? And I looked at it, I'm like, but you are both.
You're
parents,
both. You can be both.
like, and I always say this, I was born in Honduras. Some people were born here, right? Like I'm talking about like the Latinos that were born in here in America that are more like Puerto Rican American or Honduran Americans, right? I was born in Honduras. Like I was born there. Like I'm straight up Latina. Like I was born there. I was eating like tortilla con queso. You know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff. Like, and then of course I moved here, but I'm still. I don't even know if I'm making sense. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and there's a difference. There's a difference between.
It's a difference because if you were born here, then that makes you Honduran American, Puerto Rican American, whatever, right? That's fine. But yo me considero Latina porque I grew up in that space. In school, I went to like a school that it was nothing but white Hispanics, white Hondurans. I'm sorry. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't understand people talking about, yo no soy Afro Latina, I soy Garifuna. Baby. And this is why, if you notice, if you've ever seen any of my articles, I always talk about being Garifuna. Always.
I love that.
I don't care if they come to me like, oh, being Afro Latina. Yes, yo soy Afro Latina, pero yo soy Garifuna. And I always bring that with me because I want the world to know that we exist, that that Honduras has a whole different culture, that we have diversity out there too. So that irks me. And I didn't want to talk about it on like...
We can.
I want to talk about it here on my platform because, of course, I'm not about to give y'all my free... No. Exactly. I'm not from the village. I'm from the city. Yo soy Latina, man. Yo hablo español. But, yeah, I'm Afro Latina.
Ya tú sabes.
I'm Afro Latina. So, I don't know if you said that they do that in Puerto Rico, too. Like
Yeah, and DR is same thing. Oh, I'm not black, I'm Dominican.
That's a whole nother thing.
Okay, you are black Dominican and you Afro Latino.
Yes. And it's okay. Yes. There's beauty in being black.
I love being black.
Listen, honey.
I love it.
I love being black. And you know what I love about us too? That we, like I was saying earlier, we can literally be in different spaces, like being Caribbean. Like we go to like, I've seen you with the Vogue mask outfits on and it's beautiful. Like we just are so like diverse.
Yes.
And there's beauty in diversity. You don't have to just be one person the whole forever. That's boring actually.
Very.
Imagine dancing to the same music all like forever.
I can't. I can't. And even me playing mass and doing carnival, I've had Puertorriqueños, we don't do that in Puerto Rico. Okay, and we're still Caribeños. Like, even within the Caribbean, it's like we exclude, or some countries are excluded because we speak Spanish. I mean, I've heard Caribbean people say, oh, y'all not Caribbean? I'm looking at the map and,
I use the Caribbean Sea.
Yeah, the Caribbean Sea. I'm Caribeña. Just because we speak Spanish or listen to salsa or dance salsa doesn't make us any different. We're still Caribeños.
Right.
So, and then
that's a fact.
A lot of us divide amongst each other. And it's just like...
It shouldn't be that way.
I embrace all the Caribbean cultures. I love all of it. All the Latino culture. I love being mixed or... multicultural, I like to say.
Yes. I like that word better.
Yes, me too.
Multicultural.
Yes.
Yeah, because I feel like I am multicultural.
I'm multicultural.
Like I love cultures. Like I don't care. I don't have to be from a place to love their music or their food.
Exactly.
I can embrace you the same way I embrace my own culture, right?
Exactly.
Because again, we have so many similarities, right? Like
we have the same.
We
foods,
can all relate, girl.
Names.
The way we were raised with values, like the foods, be the same sometimes.
It's the same. And that's why I don't understand this whole, like, we're all black. We were all just dropped off in different locations. That's it.
Literally.
We're all black, came from the same Africa country and just dropped off.
You know what I want to do when I hit 30? I have 3 more years to 30. But I really want to go to Africa. And I want to go to maybe 3 different countries in Africa and just document that experience. Alec, get ready. We're going to go to Africa when I'm 30.
That's right.
I just want to go back to the motherland and just
where we came
reborn
from.
again. I feel like 30 is like a huge milestone. I just want to do that so bad.
Well,
I can't wait.
I'm in the 30 club.
How old are you again?
I am 31, about to be
31,
32.
baby. Why you look great? I mean, I'm not saying 30's
Black
old,
don't crack.
but I just why you do, I would have thought you was like 28.
I get it all the
29.
time.
Mm-hmm.
People don't believe it. But hey, dancing keeps you young. Traveling
Absolutely.
keeps you young.
And when you're active and you're constantly, I need to be like you because
Yes,
maybe
stay
I need
active.
to move more. But I've been working out.
That's good.
So I feel good. I was gonna ask you, how are you able to walk into all those different rooms like Caribbean, Latin, and even Black spaces so confidently? Because I've seen you. Remember, like the time when we went to
that Asian conference or which
the
one?
conference,
Yes.
and when I walked in, I was like shocked because the amount all Asians people, like we were like the only, like if you think about it, it was not a lot of people that looked like us in that room, but we were so confident in that room.
Yes.
Right. Same when we in the Caribbean spaces, like in the Latin spaces. So like, how are you able to do that?
So it's a mindset thing. I have to tell myself, no, I belong here. Because first I used to be very intimidated or, people are going to be bothered that I'm here. And I know it's happening.
Right.
But I know I belong there.
Yes.
But some people are intimidated by the confidence. And I've learned that, thank God for therapy, because I used to take things very personal or like, why don't people like me or why don't people want me here? But it was also my confidence in the way I carried myself and the way I gravitate so many people because it's always, oh, where you from? Or you look different. And I get that attention just naturally. I can just sit here and be quiet and
somebody's going to come. Yes.
And they're going to come to me.
Yes.
And it's just, I have good energy. Like I said, I'm multifaceted. I am multicultural. I can fit in anywhere.
Yes.
And some people don't like that.
You remind me so much of myself.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like you're talking right now and I feel like, man, yes.
Yeah.
It's a thing. And I feel like when you are confident, I mean, yeah, it's gonna intimidate anybody, right?
Yes.
But also not caring. I think
That's
where that confidence comes in when you stop caring about what people are gonna say about you, because you know you, and no matter what anyone says about you, you know you. So I do the same thing. Right now I'm in a space in my life where I'm trying to walk into different rooms. And I'm okay with that. And I'm enjoying that, like that journey of just being in different spaces, because the old me would be so like caught up in with the same people all the time. And it wasn't getting me anywhere.
Right.
If anything, I was getting criticized all the time. They didn't understand me because I was the girl the influencer friend. The one that will always be like, taking pictures and doing this and doing that and doing that. And like I'll be moving. So to them, it didn't make sense, right? And so then I started noticing that sometimes when I would get like recognitions and things like that, they wouldn't even show up. The friends wouldn't show up, right?
Of course.
But they would show up when it was something free and it was like, So then I started to like think, and I was like analyzing things. And I'm like, man, look, I belong in different spaces. And so I need to be where I belong. And
Exactly.
if I don't feel comfortable here, if this ain't working out for me, I need to like go and find my people, my tribe, right? The ones that are gonna celebrate me when I'm winning and when I'm doing something good. So I think confidence it takes work to get there.
Years.
It takes work
I'm
to
still
get
in
there.
progress.
And right, because we can be insecure in certain things too. Like I can be confident in like the way I walk and how I think and all that, but I can be insecure in other things. Like, I have some insecurities for sure. I know that. But as far as like who I am as a person, Alexa, like, hi.
Exactly.
I
love me, and if you don't like me, that's your problem. It's none of my business.
Yes, absolutely.
But
girl.
It took me a long time to get there.
It's work. It's a lot of work. I think it's part of the self-love journey.
Yes.
That you're doing with yourself, and then that's where that confidence comes in.
Yes. Just being on this show, I already knew I'm going to get comments and criticize.
Really?
I already think about that. Even when I wrote my book, The Curly Girl Affirmations, I had haters commenting like, oh, she has European features, or she's mixed. She doesn't speak on a true Black woman experience. And I was appalled by that because it was a Black light-skinned woman that was commenting on that.
She's your fan, girl.
Oh, that's why I said I made it, because she's upset that I wrote a hair affirmations book, but I don't look the part.
Instead of being
so
appreciative of that.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we need that. We need that. All the little Black girls need it.
Yes.
Instead of how I look like. And it's not a race thing. It's a hair thing. Anyone can have curly hair.
people will always try to find something in what you do. Like, I'm pretty sure when I started doing my talk show, there were people talking like, well, again, another thing. Like, see, people are going to always find something to say about it. But guess what? Yeah. They're still watching you.
Exactly.
And they're still supporting you.
I'm motivating you.
Them numbers count, baby. You can watch. You can press on that like or even that view on that story. Guess what? You're helping my algorithm.
Engagement. Come on.
You're helping my engagement. So
thank you, haters. Y'all are fans.
Hey, listen. You got to thank them. I was going to ask you, what are your thoughts on the Amber Rose and the Jocelyn Hernandez fight on College Hill? I'm going to just let you answer that because I watched that episode, that clip. My cousin actually showed it to me. I don't really keep up with celebrities and stuff like that. I don't. But that was interesting to me because it goes with this conversation, right? And the whole, like, Latina and how you look and everything. So do you think that Jocelyn was wrong? Like, what do you think about the whole dynamic of that clip I showed you? And maybe we can, like, probably, like, put it here, that clip. I don't know if we can do that.
Yes. So when I first saw it, like you said, I don't really keep up with celebrities and I had no idea what it was about. But then because Jocelyn's Afro Latina, I was like, okay, let me listen to what she has to say.
Right.
But to be honest, I was very disappointed because like out of all the people you should understand, I know I hate people telling you to choose what side.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, I feel like they're both wrong because I understand that Amber was triggered and it's exhausting when someone's telling you what you are and what you're not, and I get it. It's very triggering, especially when you've been hearing it all your life. But I think once you get physical and start throwing hands, that's the disrespect.
Oh, you don't have to do all that.
It's that was just have a conversation, and that's really what I'm here for. And now instead of getting offended when people ask me questions, it's like this is a time to educate.
Right. Yes.
So I had to also change my mindset on that.
Me too. Yes.
Like just educate because people really don't understand. So that was a very interesting. I was triggered myself watching that clip. Like,
you could relate to it.
Oh yeah, because I've heard that all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
I think also the way her approach to the way Jocelyn was talking to her, it was very like I know you better than you know yourself type of like vibe, and I could see why Amber got so defensive, right? But I also believe that because it's TV and all that, of course they're gonna do that. They
had to for the ratings.
Oh yeah, they want that. They want that attention. But as far as like conversation in itself, I feel like Jocelyn, if anything, Jocelyn should understand her. Like you already, because she also has went through the same thing.
Exactly.
So how come that's what I'm saying? Why are you having to like act like that? But I don't know. I feel like this whole Afro Latina and this thing, it's just such a controversial topic.
It is.
I don't mind talking about it because I feel like I've done my best to represent my people. And I'm talking about both ways, the Afro-Latinos and Magarifuna people. When we're all the same in my mind.
I agree.
We're all the same. I feel like, and I know it has worked because I've had a lot of like Latino girls that would like DM me on Instagram to say like, wow, thank you. Like, I can relate to you. When I was on YouTube doing those videos too, people would just comment and stuff like that. So I was like, people can relate. You know what I'm saying? People can relate. And those that can relate, that's what the message is for.
Yes.
If you cannot relate, it's not for you. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Yes. You don't have to like sit there and comment and go off. Like, if you cannot relate, you don't know about it, don't talk about it.
It's fine. Like, our experiences, our feelings are valid.
Yes.
And just because it hasn't happened to you doesn't mean it's not true or not an issue.
Yes.
Because we live this life every day.
Yeah, right.
You can't tell me what I do and do not experience.
Exactly. So just people knowing, like, how to accept and understand people's experiences. I think that's what would make the world better.
Exactly.
But, para que el mundo sea mundo, people, stuff like this gotta happen all the time. Are you like fluent in Spanish? I'm sure you are though, right?
So Spanish is my first language. I do speak when I need to, but I understand everything. But I use it for my advantage.
Sí, porque yo te hablo español y tú no me hablas español, mija. Háblame español. Hello. She's like, I don't like to talk, y'all.
No, because the Latinos are gonna judge me. Like,
don't. Janelle, we're not doing that. No, we don't care about what they say.
I speak Spanglish. Okay.
Well, heavy on the Spanglish because
Spanglish.
I do a lot of Spanglish too. Now, funny enough, the people back home, I I've even got criticism about that too. They be like, oh, Alexa ahora solo habla inglés. Ya no quiere hablar español. Ya solo olvidó el español. And it's not even that. Like, girl, I speak Spanish all the time, like, for real. But, you know, when you've been here, like, for so long and you speak English for, like, 8 hours, 9 hours a day, every day, come on. Like, you're going to forget certain words in Spanish, right? I think it's normal. It's natural. I've been here for almost 13 years. So it's like, yo el español sí lo hablo bien. I speak it really, really good. But at the same time, like, my lingo, my Spanish lingo is not the best. So my English lingo is better than the Spanish lingo, if that makes sense. Yes. So I remember when I had the interview with Telemundo, they were like, tiene que ser en español, it has to be in Spanish. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because I was like, I don't speak professional Spanish.
Me either.
Yo hablo el español de allá, o sea,
de la calle.
De la calle. You know, so I had, girl, when I tell you it took like 30 like different like shots to get those videos, it was a lot. And that's when I'm like, you know what, I need to get back on Duolingo and just like get better with my professional Spanish.
Yes.
You know?
And that's different. Like in school, you know, Latinos don't always do well in Spanish classes because they teach us the vosotros that they speak in
vosotros.
Spain. No, nobody speaks in vosotros form, so I'm just...
That's funny.
And I do my assignments in Spanglish and Puerto Rican slang. Like, that's wrong.
Yes. What's a good... Let's play this game. Hold on. I forgot about the game, y'all. 10 seconds for you to give me 5 lingos in Puerto Rican lingos that start with
not
the letter M. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I need a timer.
Ooh, for M.
I need a timer, somebody.
Oh, the timer started. I don't know. I know slang, but not with M.
The 10 already started?
Okay, I'm going to fail this because I don't know off M besides, like, mofongo, mami. Mija, exactly.
She failed, y'all.
Yeah, so I'm going to fail this.
She failed.
I'm going to fail this.
Okay, but...
I know other phrases.
Give me the phrases.
Like when I'm driving, someone pissed me off. I'm like, mira este zángano.
Zángano. What does zángano mean?
Like, dumbass.
Oh, okay. Zángano.
Yeah, you know, coño's already.
I'll be saying coño, girl.
Conchale, if I'm saying shit.
Conchale.
Conchale.
I've heard that too. Conchale. Okay.
Cógelo con take it easy.
But you know, I love that one.
I say it all the time.
Cógelo con take it easy.
That's what I know my phrases, but if you give me a letter, I'm not going to get that.
So, fun fact, right? I say coño like all the time, and I got all my friends saying coño. Like all of my friends say coño all the time, girl. Because I just love coño. It's just like coño, like,
yes.
fuck. Like, you know, I love coño. That's my favorite one.
Yes. I used to be like, don't say coño, just say conchale.
So, in Honduras, like, I feel like y'all, those are considered curse words. So, in our cuss words are very bad. Like, I don't even want to say them on camera.
Yeah.
Because they're going to, like, ban me.
Yeah, because I was...
really bad. Like, we be saying, like, them words hurt, okay? Like, cara de, you know? We go off, baby. Like, well, I'm not going to say that on here.
No.
So, I like the coño, like, because I feel like I'm not really cussing. That's how I feel.
But it's slang.
It's slang, you know?
It's slang, but they're not necessarily nice words.
Right. Okay, that was good. Now, we're going to play this other game. You're going to grab the little dice. You're going to flip it. You're going to flip it on the floor. It's fine. I'll just say the color. Okay. And then you're going to pick a card. Okay, so you got the green. All right, so pick one of those cards. You don't have to pick the one on top. Let's get a little spicy. You know, let's get a little spicy.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
And are you going to read it?
You can read it.
So what made you laugh hard in the last week and how come?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, positivity.
What made me laugh? Yeah, this is a good
in the last
question.
week.
A
lot can happen in a week, so.
I know. It's like, what happened this week? What made me laugh this week? Actually, this is actually pretty fitting for the conversation we had. So I was told this week, I don't want to say any names, but, you know, I'm part of lots of organizations. at work, outside of work,
Yeah.
networking, professional groups, and I've joined a lot of Black organizations as well. As like,
You need to send me some more because I'm
Yes.
trying to be like you, sis. I'm there. I'm getting there. But yeah.
So I'm trying to put myself in different spaces.
Yes.
So I was told this week that when I had first joined this one Black organization, and I'm used to it when I usually come into new spaces, people don't really talk to me or they're looking
Right.
at me because they're trying to figure out what I am.
Yeah.
But I was told that, when you first joined, when you first came, people didn't know if you were Black or not. They couldn't tell what you were. And I laughed because I'm like, it's obvious I'm Black.
The hair, like the.
I'm like,
skin
and
tone,
again, it's 2023,
features.
exactly, and y'all still questioning if I'm Black. I mean, I still think that's hilarious.
I know,
Like, why we?
It is funny
because it's clear. Because
Yeah.
I mean, the police will look at me and know I'm Black.
Of course.
So why is
Of
everybody else
course.
confused?
I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, and nowadays, like I said, like you said, was saying earlier, like I've learned also to just like educate people, right? Because I know some people don't know. I used to get like really, really annoyed before. I'm like, oh my God. Even when people will be like, where you from, when they will hear my accent, I will get very defensive. Like, why? Like, why you want to know where I'm from? And now I just sit there and I just explain to them. Again, it comes with growth, man, because if the old me, ghetto.
Exactly.
So I just educate people now.
Yes.
But
it's still annoying though.
it is. No, it is.
So
it
I
really
have to
is.
ask
Because I got to sit there and like
every
educate
time. Where are you from? I'm from Houston. Sometimes I'm just not going to tell you the whole because I don't want to talk about
like
it.
Some people just don't deserve that whole explanation.
No, because then it's more and more questions. Really? And
Yes, I agree.
Sometimes I just don't want to talk about it.
I agree. Janelle, it's been so great having you on here today. I do, before we end up before we like end the show, I want you to tell the audience, you can use that camera there, everything about you, what you got going on, what's next for Janelle, where they can find you at as well.
Yes, thanks for having me and letting me speak my truth as an Afro Latina, multifaceted woman. You can follow me on Janelle.Danza on all social media platforms. You can purchase my book, Curly Gal Affirmations, on Amazon. I also have a digital hair planner and journal for hair and travel, because I love my Rizos travel. So I do a lot of things. So your support means everything to me. And I just want to inspire other Afro-Latinas to travel, to be their authentic selves, to wear their natural hair proudly, which leads to my new project called the Curly Crown Collective, where I am building a community of curly hair, natural hair women of all racial backgrounds.
So I can be, I'm not.
Protective hairstyle. That's fine too. It's just no straight hair. Because we need our own community.
I mean, I can still have curls in my locks.
Exactly.
Period.
To me, that's still natural. To me, that's still natural.
It is natural. For sure. Yeah.
All hair textures are welcome. Don't get me started on the different 3C, 4A.
Come through.
Textured hair is textured hair. I don't care if you Black or not. That's besides the point. Curly hair is curly hair.
Yes.
11% of the world population has curly hair, so that's a very small population.
Wow, she got the facts. She got 11%.
Because we are a small community. I want us to support each other's businesses.
Yes.
I want us to collaborate with other brands and brands that support us and our needs, like Bomba Curls.
Yes.
And I also want us to travel because we deserve to travel.
Traveling is fun. I love to travel. Girl, it helps my mental health.
It does.
Every single time.
Yes.
I come back and I'm like, yes, come on, work. Let's get it. I be like so good.
Yes, I'll be recharged.
Yes.
And I need it. I'm at that place where I need the recharge.
I know that feeling.
Yes. So
Very
follow
well.
me. You can follow my new project, the Curly Crown Collective. It's brand new. But yeah, I'm out here trying to change the world little by little.
I love that for you. Where else they can find you at? Your
my Instagram, Facebook, it's all Janelle Danza. All the same.
Perfect.
If you want to add me on LinkedIn, that's my professional life. It's Janelle Caminos, my real name. On the Curly Crown Collective or my travel page, Rizos Travel.
Love it. Okay, we're gonna put all those on below on the description box so you guys can follow her and connect with her. This has been a great conversation. I hope you guys found this very helpful and very, very, very knowledgeable. I enjoy myself. The wine definitely hitting, girl. Well, you didn't really sip much. I was sipping more. I understand, but you can finish it, on set. I love this wine. What would you rate? I know. Well, I will give it a 10 out of 10. This wine is my favorite.
So I like the other, I like Moscato's. I love Moscato's. My number one. I love really sweet. Riesling is still top 3 for sure. I like it, but it's not as sweet as I usually like. But I'm all about Black Girl Magic.
And I didn't. You know what's so funny? I didn't want to like get you a too sweet one because I was like, maybe she's not gonna like it too sweet, so that's why I got this one.
Oh, this is always safe.
It's safe. Like, right, you can never go wrong with this one. But I was like, I know I don't like white wine that is too sweet for me, for my liking. So I was like, maybe I might just get it like in the middle.
Oh, this is perfect. But I wouldn't give it a 10 because I like sweet.
You like sweet. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I know for next time, sis. I got you.
I'm happy. I'm satisfied.
All right. Let's cheers.
Cheers.
All right, guys. I will see you guys on the next episode of the Darling Talk Show. Bye.